So everyone's talking about the Dallas boom. The headlines are screaming about the massive growth, and yeah, the Dallas-Fort Worth metro is topping the charts as the most moved to region in the country. But those headlines, they're pointing to the wrong map. The real story isn't just that DFW is growing, but it's where it's growing, and more importantly, why. And here's the part they leave out. While the DFW metro has been adding about 150,000 people every year, the city of Dallas itself has seen much slower growth, and in some recent years, even a slight dip. The huge gap tells you everything you need to know. The future of DFW is being written by a handful of booming suburbs and revitalized city zones that most people, even some locals, tend to overlook. And these are the places that are soaking up the corporate relocations, the new families, and the huge investments that are finding the next chapter of North Texas. My name is Selden, and I'm a real estate professional here in DFW, and I help families navigate this crazy, complicated map every single day. I see the trends before they become headlines, and the biggest mistake I see people make, choosing the right house in the wrong area, all because they didn't have the full picture. So if you're even thinking about making a move to Dallas, my contact info is below. Call me, text me, I've got your back. So in this video, we're gonna blow past the generic rankings and show you the 8 specific areas that are true engines of DFW's growth. We'll look at the northern juggernauts, the corridors chasing affordability, and the surprising inner city bets that are shaping the future. So if you want the real story on Dallas growth, stick around. All right, let's get into it. When we talk about Dallas growth, we have to start with the story everyone thinks they know. And trust me, it's bigger and way more complex than you can imagine. Frisco is, without a doubt, the national poster child for explosive suburban growth. In roughly 25 years, its population has skyrocketed by nearly 600%, but calling it a fast-growing suburb is like calling a space shuttle just an airplane. Frisco is a masterclass in strategic, long-term planning. This is a city that just decided it wouldn't just be a bedroom community for Dallas, it would become its own economic center of gravity. And the why behind Frisco's growth is a trifecta of aggressive economic development, world-class public-private partnerships, and an almost obsessive focus on quality of life. This is a city that snagged the Dallas Cowboys world headquarters, the PGA of America, and is now watching billion-dollar developments like the Universal Kids Resort and Firefly Park break ground. These aren't just amenities, they're economic engines creating a halo effect of jobs, retail, and even more investment. That premium environment is reflected in the home prices, with the median often landing in the mid to upper 600s. The lifestyle here is polished, convenient, and it's built for families. The school district is a massive draw. The city famously built 9 new high schools since 2002 just to keep up. But here's the trade-off. Frisco is no longer a secret, and the prices show it. It's also getting close to being built out, with recent estimates showing only about 10 to 15 of its land left to be developed. The scarcity is pushing prices up and driving the next wave of growth even further north. Frisco is for those who want world-class everything at their fingertips and are willing to pay the premium for a city that planned for success from day one. So if Frisco is the explosive new money story, Plano is a bedrock of corporate stability that it was built on. You really can't understand the DFW boom without understanding Plano. With a population approaching 300,000, it's a major city in its own right. And the story is one of intentional long-term vision. Decades ago, leaders in Plano just created massive business parks like the famous Legacy Corridor and laid the infrastructure that would attract corporate giants like EDS, Frito-Lay, and JCPenney, and more recently, Toyota, JP Morgan Chase, and Liberty Mutual. Unlike the brand new communities in its north, Plano's growth today is all about maturity and redevelopment. It's not about endless new subdivisions, but about a smart reinvestment in what's already there. You're seeing this as the city focuses on updating older commercial and industrial areas into modern hubs for business and R&D. This creates a stable, resilient economy that doesn't just rely on the next big thing. The lifestyle in Plano is one of established comfort. You get beautiful neighborhoods with large, mature trees, a top-rated school system, and some of the best public safety records in the nation. It's less about the flash of new construction and more about a quiet confidence of a city that knows exactly what it is. And the trade-off, while you have a wider range of home prices than Frisco, the most desirable neighborhoods are still expensive and incredibly competitive. Frisco's challenge isn't creating growth, but managing it, balancing new energy with the character that made it a destination in the first place. It's the perfect spot for those who value stability, amazing schools, and a central location in the northern suburbs. Now let's follow that wave of development north from Frisco, right up the Dallas North Tollway and along the US 380 corridor. This is where you'll find Celina, a town that, without any exaggeration, is retelling the Frisco story for a new generation. And according to a recent census data, Celina has now been ranked as the fastest growing city in the entire United States, with a population that has absolutely exploded from under 17,000 in 2020 to projections of over 72,000 by 2026. And the why here is pretty simple: land and vision. As Frisco started running out of rooms, developers and homebuyers locked in the next frontier, and Celina was ready. The city had been proactively planning for a massive future build-out population that some estimates put over 350,000. This is one of the biggest epicenters of new home construction in all of DFW. And what's happening along 380 is just critical. The highway is in the middle of a massive multi-year expansion project to widen, and a huge infrastructure investment designed to support the tidal wave of growth. And the lifestyle in Celina is defined by its newness. Everything is new: the homes, the schools, the shopping centers. It still markets a small town brand, but it's scaling at an unbelievable pace. The trade-off is just as clear. You're living in a construction zone. The infrastructure, especially roads like 380, is struggling to keep pace with the population boom, and that means serious congestion. And while it used to be an affordable alternative, median home prices have already shot past 600,000, showing its up-and-coming status is rapidly changing into arrive. Celina is for the buyer who wants a brand new home in a master plan community, is willing to bet on the future value that will come when the infrastructure finally catches up. So as the northern corridor gets more and more expensive, where do people go? A lot of them are heading northwest to Denton, with a population now well over 150,000 and growing fast. Denton is a major growth engine in its own right, but its story is completely different from the Collin County suburbs. Denton has its own unique identity. The why behind Denton's growth is a cool mix of relative affordability, education, and independent culture. It's home to two universities, University of North Texas and Texas Women's University, which gives the city a vibrant, youthful energy and a stable economic base. While it's definitely benefiting from the overall DFW boom, it's not just another suburb of Dallas. It's the seat of Denton County, a historic city with its own music scene, funky arts culture, and a fiercely independent spirit. Recent data shows that Denton County has been adding tens of thousands of new residents every single year, with a huge chunk of that growth coming from people moving from all over the US. The lifestyle in Denton is way more eclectic and less uniform than its master plan communities to the east. You've got a historic downtown square, quirky local shops, and really diverse population. The trade-off is that while Denton is more affordable, with a median household income of around $76,000, it's a longer haul to the big corporate job centers in Plano or Dallas. It's a city that's grappling with how to keep its cool character while managing this rapid growth. Denton is perfect for those who want a more affordable entry into North Texas, value a city with unique, non-corporate vibe, and don't mind being a bit further out from the central DFW job hubs. So let's shift gears from the northern boom and land on Arlington, the massive city perfectly wedged between Dallas and Fort Worth. With a population nearing 400,000, Arlington is the largest suburb in the Metroplex and a major economic engine that often gets missed in the headlines about Frisco and Plano. Its growth isn't just about explosive new subdivisions, it's about its strategic location and quiet transformation into an entertainment and logistics powerhouse. The why behind Arlington's staying power is its role as the region's pivot point. It's home to massive employers like General Motors and a huge automotive and aerospace sector, and of course, a world-class entertainment district that includes the home of the Dallas Cowboys and the Texas Rangers. On top of that, the University of Texas at Arlington has earned the prestigious Texas Tier 1 research status, pumping a highly educated workforce right into the local economy. The lifestyle in Arlington is diverse and a bit more grounded in the northern suburbs. Housing is generally more affordable, with a median household income in the low 70,000s. You could find a mix of older, established neighborhoods and some of the newer developments. The big trade-off with Arlington has always been the lack of comprehensive public transit, making it a very car-dependent city. And its central location offers relatively balanced commute times to both downtown Dallas and downtown Fort Worth. And for thousands of people, that's a major plus. Arlington appeals to those who need access to the entire metro area and work in industries like manufacturing or logistics, or just want a big city entertainment without the North Dallas price tag. So while all eyes are fixed on the northern expansion, one of the most dramatic growth stories is happening quietly to the east. In recent reports, Kaufman County has been ranked as one of the fastest growing counties in the nation, posting a staggering 6% population increase in a single year. This isn't being driven by corporate headquarters, it's being driven by one of the most powerful forces in real estate. That's the hunt for affordability. The why here is what we call the drive till you qualify phenomenon. As home prices in Dallas and its closer suburbs have soared, families and first-time buyers have been pushed eastward along highways like I-20 and US 80, searching for a home they can actually afford. Cities like Forney and Kaufman are the very heart of this boom. Kaufman County's population has more than doubled since 2010, and projections show it could surpass 220,000 residents by the end of 2026. In the city of Kaufman alone, new housing developments are in the works that could nearly double its population in the next decade. And the lifestyle in Kaufman County is all about getting more space and value for your money. You can find new construction homes for significantly less in the northern suburbs, with cities like Forney seeing a rapid growth with median home prices that remain in the more accessible low 300,000s. The trade-off is the commute. A drive into the downtown Dallas can be long and packed with traffic, and the high-end amenities are still playing catch-up to the population. You will not find the luxury retail or massive corporate headquarters of Plano or Frisco here. This is the area for the buyer whose number one priority is affordability and a new home, and who's willing to trade a longer drive and fewer amenities for a foothold in the DFW housing market. Now, not all of Dallas's growth is pushing out. Some of it is pushing in. And one of the most dynamic and transformative stories is happening right across from the Trinity River in downtown and West Dallas. This isn't a story about massive population numbers as much as it is about investment, revitalization, and a complete 180 in perception. Areas that were once overlooked industrial zones are now becoming the city's trendiest and most desirable hotspots. The why is all about proximity and potential. Developers are pouring money into West Dallas, drawn by the incredible views and the downtown skyline, and its location is just minutes from the city center. The Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge was the catalyst, connecting this area to the urban core and unlocking its incredible value. Now you can see a mix of renovated historic buildings, sleek modern apartment complexes, and thriving hubs like Trinity Groves, and a go-to spot for restaurants and entertainment. This area, along with the adjacent North Oak Cliff and its vibrant Bishop Arts District, represents a powerful movement back towards walkable urban living. The lifestyle here is a total contrast from the northern suburbs. It's the artistic, eclectic, and it appeals to young professionals and anyone who chooses to be close to the heartbeat of the city. The trade-offs are often significant. This area is in transition, which means the conversations around gentrification and displacement are very real. And while it's still possible to find some properties under $400,000, prices are climbing fast as new developments come online. The area is the perfect fit for somebody who wants an authentic urban experience and is excited by the energy of a neighborhood that's actively reinventing itself right before their eyes. And finally, we head to South Dallas for our last and maybe the most important growth story, the Redbird development. For decades, southern Dallas was largely overlooked by investors who flocked north. The reimagined Redbird project is a bold, multi-million-dollar bet with investment estimates ranging from $160 million to over $200 million, aiming to reverse the trend and prove that community-focused redevelopment can be a massive success. The why behind the Redbird development is a strategic and public-private partnership designed to revitalize a community from the inside out. The project is transforming a once struggling mall into a vibrant, mixed-use hub with modern office space, retail, new restaurants, and major medical facilities. Key tenants like UT Southwestern and Dallas College have already set up shop, bringing in hundreds of jobs and daily foot traffic. The goal isn't just new buildings. was to create a true economic anchor and provide high-quality amenities for the residents of South Dallas. And this isn't a story about a new suburb, it's about an urban renewal and equitable growth. The success of Redbird is critical for the future of Dallas as a whole. And while the project is still evolving and leasing up, its momentum is undeniable. The area isn't for the typical homebuyer looking for a subdivision. Instead, Redbird represents a crucial piece of the Dallas growth puzzle. Its success could signal to other investors that there is immense potential and consumer power in Southern Dallas, potentially unlocking a new wave of development in part of the city that has been underserved for way too long. It's the engine of a different kind of growth, one focused on revitalization and building community. So there you have it, the 8 engines driving Dallas's growth. As you can see, the story is so much more complicated than just everyone is moving north. You've got the explosive, meticulously planned growth of Frisco, setting the gold standard for the premium suburban experience. You have the stable corporate foundation of Plano, now focused on smart redevelopment. You have the next frontier in Celina, where the new build boom is happening in real time, along with its growing pains. And then you have the affordable, independent culture of Denton, acting as a critical release valve for that northern pressure. Then you have Arlington, the quiet giant holding down the center, connecting the whole metro with its industrial and entertainment might. You had that incredible eastward push into Kaufman County, driven purely by the search for an affordable piece of the American dream. And then right inside Dallas itself, you have the urban renaissance of West Dallas, proving the pull of city life and massive strategic bet on community revitalization at Redbird in the south. Each one of these areas is growing for a completely different reason, attracting a different type of person and offering a set of opportunities and trade-offs. Trying to navigate this massive, complex market on your own is a bit overwhelming, and honestly, it's how expensive mistakes get made. You just don't know what you just don't know. And that's where I come in. I live and breathe in this market every single day. I understand the nuance between these communities because I'm in them helping families find perfect fit for their budget and their lifestyle. So if you're tired of the confusing headlines and are ready for some real boots on the ground insight, the next step is simple. All my contact information is right below in this video. Call me, text me, or send me an email, and let's set up a time to talk about your goals. There's no pressure, no sales pitch, just a real conversation to see how I can help you navigate this incredible, growing metroplex and find your place in it. And if you want to understand more about the costs that are driving all these trends, check out my video, The True Cost of Living in Dallas, right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.